Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryder, and this is a beginner's guide to Pharah. In this video, we will go over the basic abilities and playstyle of the hero so you can jump into quick play or competitive and have an idea of what to do. Um, Keep in mind, this is basically just a beginner's overview of the hero. We're going to go over her abilities, strengths, weaknesses, a couple little tips and tricks involving her. But in order to really master how Pharah works, you will have to devote a lot of practice to a hero to really understand the nuances of how it works. As always, guys, if you like what you see here, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, comment below if you have any other questions or suggestions for the channel. Also, please check the description down below where my link to my Twitch channel is, where I stream regularly. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, Pharah is a flight hero, airborne. There's a couple of them in the game. You know, her, Echo, are the two main ones that you see a lot of in terms of airborne heroes. They specialize in being high up in the air and just raining terror down on the enemy. Her primary fire is her rocket launcher. Long range, fires off, does a pretty good chunk of damage with direct hits. And even if you don't hit the target directly on, it still does splash damage to any target that's nearby. So you don't necessarily have to get a direct hit, but you definitely should aim for a direct hit. Yeah, as you can see, it is a little bit tricky. I'm not the best Pharah in the world, trust me. Her other ability is her jump jet. This is her ability that basically makes her go airborne. Now, if you hit the space button while you're up in the air, that allows you to also hover. So you can't do this forever. There's a bar, as you can see to the right, which is your fuel gauge. The longer you hold down the space bar or the jump button, the more the fuel goes down until eventually you will falter. You'll start to go down slowly. If you let off the jump button, you'll start to lower. This isn't a fast way to raise in the air, but it is a way. So the best way really to operate in terms of movement with Pharah is jump jet into the air, and then you can kind of tap the jump button to kind of remain airborne. Because every time you let go of the jump button, it refills a little bit, so you can keep yourself airborne for a pretty good amount of time. Right about the time that you kind of can't stay airborne anymore, your jump jet will be off cooldown again, allowing you to remain airborne. And this allows you to basically just rain terror down on the enemies. Her other ability as well is her concussive blast. This ability is a knockback. It doesn't do any damage. All it does is, well, it does a very little amount of damage, but it knocks targets away. This is a good way to get some easy boops on maps like Ilios as well, and other maps that have, you know, pitfalls in the middle of it. You can also use this to basically knock away enemy heroes. If you're being chased by somebody, you can use it to knock them away. And there's a lot of different tactics with the concussive blast to get them out of the path of you. And then her ultimate is her barrage. Now, barrage is a little tricky to pull off sometimes. You have to really be smart about when you use it. You don't want to just hit your ultimate whenever. What barrage does is she launches a volley of rockets in the vicinity to all the targets in front of her. Let me kind of go over here. I'll show you how it works with these over here. I hit the barrage and kind of direct where these go. Now, the thing that makes barrage a little dangerous is the fact that Pharah is 100% immobile whenever she is casting it. So you are an easy target for anybody that knows how to stop you. So you want to kind of be smart, a little sneaky actually, whenever you're popping off barrage. You don't want to just go into the front line of the enemy team and fire it off, because if they're worth a lick of salt, they will melt you before you're able to get 3 rockets off. Because Pharah does not have a very high health pool. It's sitting at just 200 HP. She has just as much health as a tracer. So you know, she will get melted pretty quickly if you're static standing there channeling barrage. So, you know, be a little smart about that. Don't jump into the front line and fire off barrage. Now, one common combo that you see a lot is Pharah's being pocketed by Mercies. Now, if you have that going on, you know, you can be a little bit more ballsy with your plays because you'll have that pocket healer. But you know, keep in mind if that Mercy goes down or if that Mercy gets distracted or stunned or anything, then you're going to get caught with your pants down and just utterly destroyed. Couple of tips and tricks whenever it comes to Pharah. I find it easier to land hits when you're pointing straight down. Don't try to shoot from a distance, like, you know, way the hell over here when you're up in the air. Moving targets are kind of tricky to get sometimes. One thing to focus on is to shoot where you think the enemy is going to be going, not where the enemy is. Moving targets will, if you shoot at a moving target at their current spot, like if I shoot here, as you can see, I'm gonna miss most of the shots because I'm not shooting where the target's going. But if I start shooting where I believe the target's gonna head, I can then land more hits. Also, you know, another good key is while you're in the air, fire straight down. You know, the more you fire straight down, you're gonna just land more direct hits because you're firing in a direct line downwards instead of trying to predict where they move. You can just hover above and just fire in their vicinity, and you're always going to land hits in that way. As far as strengths and weaknesses for Pharah, she is strong against pretty much anything that really can't get to her. Junkrat struggles against Pharah. Reaper struggles against Pharah. Unless you're a very pro Genji, Genji kind of struggles against Pharah because even with his dash, he has to really try hard to get to her. You know, basically anything. Reinhardt, you know, Roadhog, anything that is a ground and pound, ground-based hero is gonna struggle to take on a Pharah. But on the flip side, she has a lot of weaknesses as well. Pharah can easily be countered by hit scans such as Soldier 76, Ojorn, McCree, Ashe. Widowmaker can absolutely decimate Pharah because, as I've said in other videos, when you are airborne, you are kind of static. Like, you know, Pharah's a little different because, you know, jump jet shoots you in the air and everything, but you are an easy target in the air for anyone that has any form of focused fire. And Widowmaker, if she lines her shots up, will absolutely delete a Pharah from the field. Hanzo can also do this, however, it is a little trickier with a Hanzo, but a Hanzo can also do this. Torbjorn is also another one that's kind of a threat to Pharah if she isn't careful and smart at neutralizing his turret. The turret has tracking, so Pharah's not going to be able to bob and weave. It's just going to track her and shoot her down. You know, these are all things that you need to be conscious of. If you're going to be playing Pharah, be aware of what the enemy team has. Be aware, okay, Soldier 76 is on the field. You know, Soldier is not only a hit scan, but his ultimate basically makes it where he can't miss. So if he pops Tact Visor, you better take cover because he's going to delete you from the field in a matter of seconds. Same goes for McCree. Yeah, again, you know, he's able to do pick shots very easily. High Noon will just delete you from the field. These are all things you really need to keep an eye on. Bastion as well is another one that's kind of tricky. However, Bastion can be kind of outranged by Pharah, so not as much of a threat, but still kind of a problem. Couple of combos, like I said, I already voiced, you know, Pharah and Mercy. You see that a lot in competitive play, or at least I do. Pharah and Echo, you know, if you combo with an Echo and you're both raining hell, it makes it very difficult for the hit scans to really delete both of you because it's just too much for them to really keep up. You know, Pharah is a very strong hero. She's very powerful. In the right hand, she can absolutely carry a team. But just be conscious, like always, this is a counterplay game. This is not a one-shot, one hero only game. Counterplay is how you win. Just keep that in mind. Don't just, you know, stubbornly play Pharah into some hit scans unless you know for a fact you can handle it. But with that, that is the guide to Pharah. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments down below. I will be posting out some more videos to cover the rest of the heroes, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.